Everybody, this is getting to be redundant, but we've got rain coming today again. The weatherman said, I don't know if this means anything, but I saw animals walking in pairs down our main street downtown. Yeah, I told him I can't find gopher wood, so we're doomed. Any case, how does God handle the scheduling? How does everything fit in this timeline? How can you possibly do that? When I worked years ago, many years ago, a couple times when you're in charge of a project or a situation, you got to use tools to help you schedule. It gets down to the nth degree. You got to know everything that's going to happen so that you can plan for it. They came out with scheduling software. I can't remember what it's called now, but there were timelines, and you had to basically go in, enter every task that had to be completed by every human that worked there. You put it in the list. So you had to basically know what was going to have to be done to make, let's say you're making a widget. You got to have all the thingamabobs lined up, okay? So you go through there, and you put them all in there. You give each one, through years of experience, you sit down and you figure out how long is it going to take to stick these two parts together, twist them around, do all this stuff, measure it, whatever, and then move it on to the next piece. That's an assembly line, but in anything, whatever you're going to do, it takes a certain amount of time to do it. So you put the time on there, and then you say, well, what's the start? You start with this. What's the finished product? You got to get over here. Then you got to connect all the pieces in between in the program, and you got to meet a deadline at the end. So as long as you put it all together and you're still ahead of the deadline, you're okay. But if you have to go back in as you do something, you find out that you underestimated. If it's a little bit, you're okay, but if you're way off, it can be a problem. You have to adjust the time. That moves the timeline out. So now it can go beyond the delivery date. So now you got to figure out how to make that back somewhere else on the timeline. That's a lot of work to do. And God, when He laid down the pattern for this world, He put everything in a timeline. Mental timeline. Everything has got an appointed time for it to happen. Ecclesiastics. Everything has an appointed time. I didn't list the verse today, but you know that one. It became a song. Any case, he had to keep track of all this stuff and know when things were going to happen and know exactly. Because once he lays his timeline down, he just sits back and lets it happen. But he knows everything. Literally everything. Things that we couldn't even begin to know. So, if we're smart, we just sit back with him. I'm ready when you are, Coach. Send me in when you're ready. You go, I should have been in a long time ago, Coach. He may say, well, I'm saving you for a special task here. Just wait, be patient. I don't know why I open these things. Raisins. I wanted a snack, but I don't need to be eating while I'm talking. See, part of my brain's working and the other part's wanting to lounge around and goof off and eat, and got to kind of keep those working together. I got to manage my own timeline. Okay. So, manage on this timeline. The better you got at getting the numbers right in the beginning, the better it would be at the end. Well, God has laid everything out from the beginning of time until end on a giant timeline. He knows when every leaf is going to fall. What you're hearing in the background, that noise, is Kitty. He's here, but he used to come over and sit next to me, and then I'd have to pick him up and show you, and then I'd put him down, and then he'd start biting me. He doesn't do that anymore. He's got himself to keep preoccupied. Kitty. Well, I got to tell you one thing he did. This one's funny. I'll get back to the story here in a little bit. I had 3 leaks in this trailer that I'm in when I moved in. I've fixed 2 of them. One of them is a roof leak. It's not one that's getting down inside the trailer and destroying the trailer. It's not a big problem, so I haven't fixed it yet. One of the vents in the bathroom, it leaks down along the edge of the vent, and it just drips in the bathroom. It's not a big deal. When it rains, which seems like every day, I used to put a pan down. But it was so much, I'm going, I want to cook. I got to take my pan back, so I got a bucket. So I put a bucket over there, and it collected about 3/8 of an inch of rain in it at the bottom. It's not that big of a bucket. And it kept the water from dripping on my little throw carpet in the bathroom. This was great. Perfect. It's what I needed. I don't have to use a pan, which I need to cook with. So my carpet's dry. The water's going in the pan. That's him running around, if you can hear it. And I get up in the morning. I look over. There's water in it. I go over to make my coffee, and I come back. Kitty, tip the bucket over. Yes, I'm looking at you, and I'm talking about you. Kitty. You heard some noise outside. The geese are outside, right outside the trailer. I gave them some hot dog buns this morning. Why do they give you 20 million hot dog buns when they only give you 10 hot dogs in a pack of 4 or whatever? They never match. Anyhow, he tipped the water bucket over, got the carpet all wet, which is what I was trying to avoid. Thank you, Kitty. All right, getting back to timing and how God does things. I got some familiar verses here we're going to read, and then we'll look at some other ones you may not remember. 2 Peter 3:8. But forget not this one thing, beloved, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as a day. So God's timing is nowhere going to match. 1,000 years, that's longer than a human life, many times over. So it's beyond our ability to even manage it. So just leave it to Him. And of course, that's 2 Peter 3:8. As in most cases, like John 3:16, you should also read John 3:17. A lot of these have paired meanings that if you tie them together, they're really profound. They're profound anyway, but doubly so if you pair them up. So 2 Peter 3:9. The Lord, and this is for all of us to remember, the Lord is not slack concerning His promise, as some count slackness. The timing, He's not taking His time. But He is long-suffering to you, not wishing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. So if it seems like it's taken a long time, why the 2,000 years? Why this big, long gap between Jesus and the tribulation dealing with the Jews? It's so that none will perish. So when we say, oh God, hurry up, think about what you're asking. Seriously, think about it. I want God to get here soon too. But if I say, God, hurry up, I'm saying, let these people die so that I can have what I want. No. Be careful what you think about and wish for. You can ask for God to make your life pleasant and beautiful and joyful while we wait, but patiently wait, because He doesn't want any to perish. So why do we need to trust this in our life? Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not on your own understanding. Another paired verse. In all thy ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your paths. You want to know what to do and how to go? Trust Him. If you've got a great job and you love it, and God takes it away from you, He's got a better job. Whatever the situation, if you like it and it goes away, be patient. God has a better one. So why do we like to wait on God? God is good unto them that wait for Him, to the soul that seeketh Him. This is Lamentations 3:25. So He's good to them that wait for Him. It is good that a man should hope and quietly wait for the salvation of God. Hope. All this stuff comes from God. The tools you need hiccuping again. The tools you need come from God. So be patient and wait. Isaiah 55:8. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith God. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts more than your thoughts. For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from the heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth the bud, and giveth seed to the sower, and bread to the eater. All this stuff is in God's timeline. All these details. And he laid it all down from the beginning. Verse 11, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereas I sent it. If God orders it, it's right, and it will return manyfold to him, whatever it is. So if he equips you to do something, he expects you to use what he gave you to do, and it will return to God many times over. Very simple. Trust and obey. There's no other way. For you shall go out with joy and be led forth with peace. The mountains and the hills shall break forth before you into singing. The hills are alive with the sound of music. And all the trees of the field shall clap their hands. When the wind blows, not so much here, but when I was camping, we get a little visit. There he is. Are you being a good kitty? Yes, you be a good kitty. Now, I'm not going to pet you. I've learned now that once you lie down, if I touch you, you're going to bite me. Yeah. So you just stay there. And I'll keep my hand. I got short sleeves on today now. I'm not going to let you bite my hand, my arms. Oh, there he snapped. He went ahead and went for me anyway. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Kitty, kitty. Now he's biting my shoe. You can bite my shoe all you want. You can't bite through it so far. Okay. And let's see what else we got. We got 1 Peter 5:6. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God. Humble yourselves. Remember who it is you're talking to. Remember how well he's set the timeline out, and he wants us to have a good and perfect life. Everything that he assigns for us to do, he knows us better than we do and what we will like and what we won't like. So he's already assigned all the things that we need to do. Don't go off and do your own thing. You're going to do something and find out you don't like it. Like a kid wanting a new toy and then playing with it 5 minutes and then that's it, I'm done. God knows us very well. Humble yourselves therefore under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time, casting all your burdens or anxiety upon him, because he careth for you. And finally, we're going to turn to Galatians 6:9. Let us not be weary in doing well, for in due season we shall reap, if we faint not. It does seem forever to be waiting, because we're watching the clock. A watch pot never boils. It's not out of the Bible, but that's a good saying. We're watching the details. We keep thinking that this is the next piece in the puzzle that we need to make this all come true and take over. We don't know all the pieces. We can't build a timeline for God because it is unimaginable how many things he has to think through. So don't worry about it. So Galatians 6:9, let us not be weary of doing well, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. So then, as we have opportunity, let us work that which is good towards all men. Just do what you can. Take every opportunity to do good, especially towards them that are of the household of the faith. We should be looking out for each other, especially other Christians. It's a very simple set of rules. Trust God. Don't go off on your own understanding. Trust Him. He will provide the opportunity. Now, does that mean we just sit back in our easy chair and wait for Him to send us out? No, we got to stand at the door going, okay, we have the one door scenario of Jesus standing at the door and knocking. You got to open the door and let Him in. Well, we also need to be standing at the door wanting to go out into the world and Him to tell us. Or I use the scenario of us sitting on a bench in the fields out there and we need to go out and play. God's the coach. He'll send us out in due time when it's the right time. Some people are on a schedule. You're the number 3rd hitter, so you got to be up number 3 and you better hit something. That's why you're in that 3rd spot. Maybe you're a cleanup hitter. I'm using baseball at the moment, but it could be anything. God has a perfect spot for you. Perfect. You couldn't pick a more perfect spot than what God has for you. Why would you even want to mess that up? Just wait. But be ready to go. If He says, okay, I need you to go in. Not right now. I'm still playing this game on my Game Boy here, and I'm not ready. Nah. Coach would set that on the ground and step on it. All right. Get out there and make it a good day for somebody. Believe me, somebody out there needs what you have to offer. Freely give it, because it was freely given to us. Till we meet in the clouds. God bless.